Today's events, attorney Jill Stanley, good morning to you. Join us from Southern California.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jill. Thanks so much for joining us. A lot of eyes and ears paying attention to this case. What will they consider? What will the board consider? Do you think that he actually has a good chance of being paroled today?
Yes, I actually think he has an excellent chance of being paroled. Basically because he's really fitting and checking off every single box that this parole board is going to consider. Also, we all cannot forget that he has already been granted parole on 5 of the 12 counts that he was convicted of. Back in 2013, he was granted parole. The 4 members that we're going to consider today, who are going to hear testimony, who are going to review all the risk factors today, are the same 4 that granted OJ parole back in 2013. So chances are very strong that OJ is going to get a positive grant of parole decision today. However, that does not mean he walks out of Lovelock Correctional Facility today. He will not be able to leave until October 1. That's the earliest release date for OJ.
Now, one of the victims in this robbery we just reported on a few minutes ago is going to testify for his release, a former friend of Simpson's. How much will his testimony matter? There are also reports that maybe the board has already made up its mind, but would that testimony and other testimony matter today?
Yeah, that testimony is important. Is it the most critical testimony? No, but it is definitely one of the factors that is going to be considered. The big factor that we really care about in a parole situation is what is the risk to society? If we release OJ into society, will he be a risk? Will he be a danger? That is the #1 concern. Anything that comes into it about whether he behaved well while in prison, whether he took classes or programs in prison, whether the victim speaks out, these are all things that help the board make the decision.
I mentioned a lot of people watching this. What about his previous case? What people might think that that might play a factor in today.
The double homicide, I assume, is what you're referring to, because there is a civil case. As we know, he was convicted of wrongful death of killing Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. That was a civil lawsuit. That will not be considered. Neither will the criminal case. He was acquitted. That is not a conviction. It will not be considered.
This is probably mixed news, I would imagine, for the Brown and for the Goldman families, who were glad that he went behind bars for something. But his release, though, could also mean that they would have access to any kind of earnings because of the ruling in that civil trial that he was held liable for the deaths in the murders. Would that be the case, in fact? Would they have access to future earnings of his?
Yes, they completely will. It's a $33.5 million judgment. It was a verdict, a jury verdict. It's a big one. OJ did not have $33.5 million at the time. I think maybe getting that memorabilia back would have helped satisfy that $33.5 million judgment. But I do think it's a mixed bag for the Goldman and Brown families, because this has never really been about money. It has been about justice for them and for what they were seeking. So while they will not be able to access OJ's pension, he does have an NFL pension that is secure from creditors, secure from judgment creditors like the Goldmans and Browns. But if OJ goes on, writes books, gets paid for speaking engagement, yes, those families will be able to go after that money to satisfy that $33 million judgment.
All right, Jill Stanley there. We will look to see what happens with that parole hearing later on this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. So we'll be watching for that happening during our show. We will definitely